Hey guys, welcome back to Parkitect. This is episode 14, I believe. I'm honestly not too sure at this point. There's been so many, I've kind of lost track. This portion here is only going to be roughly a little bit under, if not over, 5 minutes long. So I'll try to get what I need to say in that amount of time. After that, it will pretty much just be a pre-recorded footage of the park, basically. So everything that I've done and all of the rides and pretty much the finished product. I added a few more flat rides that you don't get to see in this time lapse. I didn't want the video to be too long because that portion is like 10 minutes long, I think, and that would have made the video well over 20 minutes. So I shortened it down a little bit, and what you see me building right now is probably my favorite part of this ride. And I didn't know where I was going with it initially. I just knew I wanted something, some sort of building at the top there before the initial drop. And quite honestly, I used some parts that I haven't used before, and it is definitely one of my favorite parts of a ride I've done so far. I've used what part was it? I think it was like part of the mine. You'll see me place them down. I did place some scaffolding as well. That was the first time for that. And honestly, I think it looks great. I started out with just a blank picture in my head of what I wanted and just pretty much took it as far as I could, and it turned out pretty good. Let's see, what else did I have to say before this time limit or this time was over? Thank you guys for the feedback on the last episode. I did have a few editing problems. I didn't initially go over and listen through and see if anything was messed up. So the beginning of the video and the very end had some problems. I think at the very end I might have had like a soundtrack or something that was playing too long, and it made it like a couple minutes longer than it should have. I don't know how I didn't notice it whenever I had zoomed out of Vegas, but oh well, you know, stuff happens. And then at the beginning of the video, I'm sure you heard me talking, and it should have been muted, but I guess I forgot to mute it. I'm honestly not too sure. And I think that was it. There might have been more. It was sort of a quick upload by my part. There's a few skipping port. Not gonna worry about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is not, I wouldn't say it's my favorite park, but it was definitely fun to do. I did spend quite a lot of time. This is the most time I've spent on a park yet, and it's also the most detailed I've had a park. And I loved the way that it turned out. I do kind of wish I could take it a little bit further, maybe add one more ride, but that would take it like 6-7 episodes, and it should have ended probably around 2 or 3, but I've been taking my time with this, and it turned out great in my opinion. So I'm just going to go over this pretty quickly. If the audio for this second portion is bad, I do apologize. It is sort of different for some reason whenever I record it and I'm talking while I'm playing. It just seems quieter or something like that. I've really got no idea how to fix that. Yeah, so I hope you guys do enjoy the next part. and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, now let's take a look at the finished product of Yeehaw, which had probably gone on for a little bit too long. I have put quite a bit of detail. Get rid of this really quickly. Switch it out with anyways, yeah, let's take a look at everything so far. Obviously you start out with this, and I don't think I changed anything on it, that alone. Place this next to it. Let's take a look here. This is the main street, obviously, and I'm honestly pretty proud of how it turned out. I especially love this building here and this building here, and both of those ones seem to make it pop out a little bit. Know what I mean? I don't think, actually this one is a ride. I almost forgot. So that one actually does something, as well as this one, which is sort of a food court. It's fairly popular, as you can tell. A lot of the people here go and grab their food and drinks from there. It honestly sells out very fast, as you can tell by the money there in the bottom. First coaster that I built was this one here, and it is a mine train. I didn't name it. I honestly can't really think of a name. So if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and comment it if I ever decide to revisit this park. Oh boy, we're just gonna ignore the vandals. I literally just finished getting rid of some before I started recording this. And let's take a look at the stats here. I'm very proud of it. The excitement's very high and the intensity is very high, which is exactly what I was looking for. So I at least have one very high intensity ride in this park. The second one, which is sort of this church building, I love the way that it turned out, especially the little makeshift bell that I did there. And the ride is pretty long. See here. Hopefully it says it. Thought it did, but might be looking it over. Oh yeah, there it is. Minute 12. I mean, that's not very long, but compared to, I guess size-wise, how much space it takes up. You see the stats there. The excitement's very high, intensity medium. That was all the first sort of area. I threw in a little Ferris wheel here, and I also threw this little Enterprise just to take up some space and get some extra profit. Added this in here. Love the colors of this building, and I just sort of plopped it down here with the same colors. Threw this in for an extra ride to take up some space, and I'm not sure how well this does. It does all right. And then we have the log flume ride here, which I spent quite a bit of time on. Fairly long queue queue line. I had to decrease the amount of logs, flumes, whatever they're called, because it would like sort of back up onto this portion here. So I think there's 8 now, and follow it along. Does a little curve, then it goes through here, out here, and then for this portion, which is probably my favorite part of this ride. I initially was gonna scrap this entire idea because I didn't like the way it was turning out, but I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks almost perfect for this area and what it was really supposed to be, which was sort of like a half-built cabin, and you can sort of tell, but actually use some scaffolding here, and I used some, I think these are mine train supports or something like that, to throw that in there and sort of turn this into a pretty large rocky, I don't want to say it's a mountain, but regardless, I think it looks fairly nice. Then they fly down here to this little pond area. They go through the deserted town. A few skeletons here and there. There as well. And the last drop is right here, like before. And stats: excitement very high, intensity is low, and I mean that's kind of obvious. It's a log put. But this completed all of these. A lot of stations. Happiness 100, tiredness 100, hunger and thirst. I mean, could probably fit another stop in one of these places. Cleanliness 93%, price is 85. Overall is 95%, which is really good. Here and there. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Yes, that's the end of this. And take a look at what the next one. Little trophy. Coral Island. The wealthy entrepreneur has purchased this idyllic. Honestly, I'll pronounce that. Regardless, I have an overall park rating really. I think I'm fairly decent when it comes to that. 800 park tickets. These 400 park tickets. What was this one? 500 guests. 100 park. Assuming there's probably less land, or it is probably a bit harder to navigate around, because this one was pretty much a flat area. That was a little bit easier, but always flat and stuff. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.